And we are live. Welcome everyone to the Money Mama Hangout, the weekly hangout nurturing your financial prosperity. I have lovely Gina with me tonight. Regina, our other former partner, is vacationing and having some time off with her husband, and you got to do that once in a while. But we're here tonight, and we have a wonderful topic for you tonight, and we're going to be talking about focus and how essential it is for you in your business, in your success, whether it's in business or in personal life. So we will be giving a lot of great tips for you tonight on how to stay focused and what exactly focus is. So before we get into that, we'd like to introduce ourselves and give you a little background about who we are, what we do, and why we're doing this. Why are we doing this hangouts? And I'll tell you a little bit about myself first. I have entrepreneurial background for the last 5 years in a traditional business with my mom and my sister, as well as I decided about 6 months ago to transition myself into a home-based business, so an online marketing business, simply because I wanted to expand my knowledge, and not only that, I wanted to be there for my son, because I found that being in a traditional business, I felt like I've always had to be there 7 days a week, and I was looking for other ways that I can make money online and really free myself and do the things that I love, being with my son, doing some traveling. I have big dreams and goals to achieve, and I have found a solution for that, and that's why I'm here. I'm here for the last 6 months. Has been absolutely transformational. I've done a lot of self development, something that I have never done before, that I feel like was really the missing puzzle in my life. And I want to share that with others, because I believe if you put your mind into something and you stay focused and determined, you can have anything you want in life. And I'm gonna bring out you, Gina, so you can give a little background about yourself, and we can get started on our live training.
Awesome. So my name is Gina Gilsel, and I'm from Wisconsin, and I basically grew up with the aspect of go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and you'll be set the rest of your life, and that's pretty much what I did. I'm a pharmacist by trade. And somewhere in the last year, or even a little bit longer than that, I just realized that I wasn't passionate about what I was doing anymore, and I needed a change. And so starting my own online business with my husband, Jeremy, has been great words that you use: transformational, breakthrough. We have a 3-year-old son named Aiden, and my goal and passion is to get home and to be able to be with him. But not only that, to also inspire and motivate people to do the same. Other moms who aren't able to spend time with their kids that want to, to know that there are other avenues out there to make money, and not to just go to a job every day and work for somebody else and build their dreams. But there are platforms out there where you can actually build your dreams and work for yourself. And that's where I'm at. That's why I'm here. To live out my dreams, be free, and to spend time with my son. So.
Awesome. And the funny thing, Gina, is that just like you mentioned, we grew up with a mentality or in a society where you go to school, you get good grades, you get a job, and you work for a company, save money for retirement, and that's really it. Like, just growing up with the mentality, I'm starting to really lately have been really questioning things about why aren't passive income structures are not taught at school. Why aren't we being taught leadership in school? Why aren't we being taught how to be business owners? And really just I feel like the society is really closed up, and this is you know, all the effects of media and things that are going on in today's world. So much negativity, being criticized for how you dress, the kind of car you drive, and just really always trying to compete with other people, whether you have, you know, more money, the car, the clothes, the, I don't know, all these material things. Like, I'm really starting to question these days, why aren't passive income structures are taught in school? You know,
Right.
you wanna add anything to that? No?
Yeah, actually, it was one thing that Jeremy and I talked about the other day. There's certain books that we're reading right now, and I'm just like, if all the textbooks that are currently in books were replaced with actual personal development and books of teaching you how to make money, not just how to work for money, it would be amazing what the next generation would be able to accomplish. I mean, the things that they're teaching in schools right now are just, they're just not practical. I mean, you get out of school and you have no clue. You don't know how to make money. A lot of times people just end up, you know, going on to school further and further to be more specific. For example, I went to pharmacy school because I knew I'd have a job and I'd be able to work in my field. There's so many people that go to school now these days, they graduate with a degree and they can't find a job in their degree. They do nothing on what they learned in school. They have no idea how to make money. If they taught things, well, first of all, if social work or counselors actually gave you the potential of online marketing, or, you know, an outside the box route for, you know, your life plan. I mean, I ask myself that every day, like, you know, why wasn't I presented with options like these? And right, exactly what, I didn't even know what residual income was before I started all this. I mean, just, there are just endless possibilities out there that aren't being shown to us, and it's unfortunate.
Yes, I know, and I guess it really requires a lot of courage and the personality. Is like when you get to that state where you feel like you know, your job or whatever your circumstances are, where you feel like enough is enough. You feel like you know, you're really stuck and you really feel like there's no more options out there for you. And this is where, you know, you have all this pain and the hurt. And that's exactly what happened to me, that, you know, that made me to go out and start seeking for other opportunities, was, you know, the pain. It's like, you know, there's got to be something out there. Is, you know, I started to question things. You know, this isn't the end of the world. There must be something out there for me, you know, to the point where I just literally I was so stuck in the traditional business, 7 days a week, working weekends, you know, to the point where my son would cry and tell me, "Mommy, please do not go to work on weekend. Can we just stay home?" You know, ended up, you know, missing so much time, soccer games, you know, school concerts. And I really just, you know, I prayed to God to, you know, show me a way, or have someone come around, you know, give me some guidance. And it was just absolutely miracle. I mean, like, you don't have to believe a word I'm saying, you know, because I'm going off of my own experience. And, you know, it's just, you know, you ask and you shall receive. And that's exactly what happened. I had a friend of mine, you know, called me up, literally within, you know, within like weeks. I did this prayer and, you know, told me that there's this opportunity. You have to check this out. You really do. And then, you know, now I'm here. Like 6 months ago, I never knew about what a Google Hangout was. I was totally newbie, clueless, barely any experience in online marketing whatsoever, and just knew how to use barely Facebook. And it's like, really, it's for everyone. Anybody could do this. It's super, you know, super easy. It does require focus. That's something that we're going to be, you know, talking about today. And there's a possibility, opportunity to create a passive income, meaning make money while you sleep or vacation. And I believe that it's absolutely amazing. Whoever came up with the idea of a passive income is an absolute genius.
Right?
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna get going into speaking of the focus, and especially, for you watching out there, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're thinking about, starting your own, home-based business or online business. There are certain things that you really have to have in place. You have to have set up. In order to be successful in any business in general, and as well as in life, and focus is one of them. And a lot of people really kind of brush it off and don't think about focusing too much. Like, there's motivation, and there's emotions, but people kind of forget about the focus part, which I feel like plays an extremely important role in any business, especially if you are in a home-based business. When you are at home, you are in your comfortable zone. You have so many distractions from, and those could be simple things like your office desk. You might have some pictures on there. You might have I don't know, like some whatever you have in your office, all this clutter that you have in your office, those are all distractions, your TV. And that's what a lot of people don't realize and don't have the patience for, is some people choose to go and get a job, and they don't want to worry about running everything in your business, because you become responsible for everything in the beginning, your payroll, your employees, if you have any. Especially, having a background of owning a business for the last 5 years, there's just so much that comes on your plate. It just falls right at you. So being able to juggle all of that is really, it's a lot of work. It's no easy. No business is easy. Successful people don't really have it easy, but it's possible. It's not impossible. It is doable if you put your mind and you focus. Gina, I want to ask you, how do you feel about, for people that are wanting to transition from, let's say, a job into an online business, or some of the things that you feel like has helped you, or you felt that, have been challenging for you for when you made that transition to decide and work for yourself?
Yeah, a huge challenge for me. Something that they teach you in pharmacy school is how to multitask. A lot of times when you're at work, you're the only pharmacist. So you have to answer the phone, you have to do a consultation, you have to check and make sure your tech is doing things correctly. Sometimes the expectation is you have to be doing 4 or 5 things at once. So growing up, that's how I learned to do things. I was a great multitasker. And lately, recently, my husband looked at me and was like, successful people don't multitask. And that's so huge for me. Like, when you're focused, when you're laser focused, you cannot multitask. You have to pick that one certain thing that you're going to go after and completely be laser focused on that until it's completed, and then move on to the next thing. You can't be on this thing and this thing and this thing at the same time and still be focused. So that was probably one of the biggest challenges for me, is going from multitasking to being really laser focused on something. And really, and at the same, this is in a similar concept, but really taking out all the distractions, shutting out all the noise, so to speak. So, turning off the TV, that was huge for me. I mean, I planned out my weeks prior, last year at this time, my weeks were planned out based on what TV shows were on. I mean, that's just, it's crazy. It's such a waste of time. But so taking out all those distractions of TV, of, when you're sitting there focused on something, especially when you work in a home-based business, you start thinking, oh, I got to do the laundry, or oh, I got to make sure dinner's cooked, or whatever it is. You got to take, and here's another thing too, is make sure you set aside certain time frames. Because if you just go into it and you're like, okay, I'm going to get this done, sometimes it's way too much. But if you say, I'm going to take the next 3 hours, and this is the one thing I'm going to focus on, and I'm not going to stop in that 3 hours, you will get so much more done. Whereas if you just go on to say, okay, I'm going to focus on this, 5 hours later, you're still not even done. But if you create a certain time frame and you take away all the distractions and focus on what you need. So if that's, like Katerina said, you know, clearing off your desk of clutter, taking away pictures that are distractions of you, turning off the technology. If that means turning off your phone for a while and not going on Facebook, you know, whatever that may be for you, is really focusing in and getting rid of all the distractions. So, Ekaterina, what was your most challenging aspect of switching over?
Just give me 1 second here. Just, you know. Yeah, it's definitely because having that background of an entrepreneur has really definitely taught me some things, and it has been challenging a lot of times trying, because especially if you're just starting out, a lot falls onto your plate, and you really start to you know, juggle things around. Or do I do this first, or do I do that first, or do I do something else first? It's like you know, a biggest tip is take one thing and get really, really good at it. So if it's an audio or training that, you know, perhaps you're an online marketer, whoever, you know, whoever is watching this, pick one thing and just master it. If it's a training you're taking, just go over it and go and apply it, because it's, you know, the best way to learn is by practicing it. You know, don't sit around and wait. If you know, the resources are available. There's Google, there's YouTube, there's just so much out there that you can really learn how to do yourself, which is really the best way. And the more you do it, you definitely you become good at it. It's another thing is, you know, distractions such as your phone, turning off your cell phone, or if you're, you know, you're working online, you know, shut your Facebook off, because that will distract you. You know, whatever atmosphere that you decide to set up, because you know yourself best. You know when you are most productive in an environment. For some people, maybe you like to turn on some little music or something, you know, something quiet just in the background that kind of gets you in the mode, and you know, makes you gets you to be productive. Another thing could be, I just lost my thought there. What was I gonna say? Oh, it's the technology that you're using, whether it's some kind of special software or a gadget that you're using. Become really familiarized and comfortable with your technology. Like, learn your computer. Like, definitely working online, you know, will require a computer these days. Like, there's no way you're trying to work online and you're not using a computer. So definitely, you know, develop your skills. Do some more. If it's training that you have to take, get good at it. You know, make sure, so that will keep you stay focused and will keep your productivity level in a flow. It will keep it congruent from you know, the gadgets that you're using, the way you structure your emails, you know, the follow-up to the phone calls, from doing your posts, all of that. So become really familiarized and comfortable with the technology that you have at hand that is making you money, and focus on money-producing activities. You know, because there is so much stuff that you think that you're doing now and doing today. They could be good things, but they're not money-producing activities. And you know, literally, like, just take a piece of paper down and write out things that you do in a day. Make 2 columns and write down in one. I mean, no, actually, write them out. Write all of the activities out, and then beside each one of those activities, write down whether it's a money-producing activity or not. So separate those two and prioritize the ones that are the money-producing activities, because when you work at home, it's on your shoulders. No one's gonna come and make money for you. No one's gonna, Uncle Sam or Uncle Bill is not gonna pay you bills. It's you. You are the boss. You decided to run your own business. You want to have your own schedule, make your own hours. You gotta work your butt off. No one's gonna put food on your table or pay you rent or pay your bills. So you better get, you know, you better get strict with yourself. You know, take away the distractions. Get crystal clear and focus. Clutter out your desk, and most of all, clutter out your mind, because so much thoughts are going through your head, your worries, your this, and you know, worried about, I don't know, whatever worries you got going on right now. Clutter those out. Focus on money producing activities. Your friends are calling you up, you might have to skip some dates. You might have to skip some going out with your friends or going out to the movies for a little while until you start making some money online or in your home-based business. So those are the things you got to make some sacrifices. This is, if you want to be in business, treat it like one. You're not going, if you decided not to go for Uncle Sam or Uncle Bill anymore and you want to do your own thing, better do it good. Get good at it. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't stay focused and consistent and productive, because your focus will determine your outcome. The amount of time you put in a day, your income producing activities, if you don't focus on those, you're not going to make any money. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting fired up in here.
No, that was awesome. Along those same lines, there's a quote that I found from Ben Franklin, and he said, "Never confuse motion with action." So the whole idea with income-producing activity, that's actually an excellent exercise to have someone do, is to write down everything they do and actually look at what actually produces them income. I bet you maybe less than 5% of their day actually does that. Unless they're a successful online, business person and they've been doing home-based business for a while, obviously. But I mean, you can be doing a lot of motion and a lot of, things, but are you really doing the things necessary to get the things done? Are you really focusing on those income-producing activities? And then another thing that came to mind is, so yeah, we want to stay focused to get where we're going, but remember that what you focus on is what you get. So the key to success is to focus our conscious mind on the things we desire. So everything you think, all your thoughts every day. I mean, we all have thoughts that go through our head. Oh my gosh, can I do this? Oh my gosh, what's this? All that. Just as soon as they come up, replace them with the opposite positive thought and focus on those things that you desire, anything positive, and take out all the focus on the fearful things and all the anxious thoughts and all the depressive thoughts. Because if you focus on the anxious, depressive, fearful, negative thoughts, that's what you're going to get. So make sure that you're focusing on the right things. We could do a lot of harm here if we sit here and say, okay, we want to focus, but if you're not focusing on the things that are going to get you where you want to go, you're going to end up exactly where you are today or 3 steps back. So figure it out. Like Ekaterina said, get crystal clear on what it is that you desire, what you want, what your goals are, and map it out, put a time frame on it, and that is your focus. And then when you're in this business, right, there's so many things that you're learning and doing, like getting on a webinar, or how to email, or how to blog, or how to video, but pick that one thing that either you're kind of good at but you're not great at, and perfect it. And then once you've perfected that, move on to the next thing. But don't try to do 6 things at once. You're just going to be running in circles, and 3 months down the road, you're going to be like, I'm right where I was when I started, and now what? So.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing is find your your motivation, your motivation for that focus, your why, what is it that you're trying to achieve, what is that dream or that goal that you're trying to get to so bad. Like, you gotta really have a burning desire, because, and I know online and home-based businesses are not for everybody. Not everybody has the patience, because it does require a lot of patience. Yes, it does require a lot of work. It's sure, sometimes I felt in my own business, I would have just, so much easier to just go get a job and work for a man. I'm given a task to do, I have 8 hours in a day, not caring about, you don't have to do it fast, whatever I get done, I know I'm getting paid for, and that's it. I go home, I don't have to think about tomorrow, I go back to work the next day, I'm given another task to do or a multitask, and that's it. But no, and you know what, and a lot of people, the majority of people, are choosing to live their life that way because they're simply they don't have the courage to make a change, they don't have belief, they don't have perhaps support. And another thing is knowledge and information. Absolutely critical. They don't have the mindset. See, not everybody is born to be a leader or a successful person. You know, you don't just, be born and become a great speaker or become a great writer. You sort of like develop your talents along the way and then decide to pursue your own path. And the society will change that, and you will get criticized and tell you, no, you have to go to school, you have to go get that, get that good job, and you have to go work for a man. No, you don't. And a lot of people will totally just get pissed off. I'm not working for anybody. I'm doing this, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen, and that's it. Period. Didn't that just remind you of the Miami event when I think it was Justin Varengia or David Wood was on stage? He said, "That's it." Period. It was just such great memories. Absolutely amazing. It's just staying focused, constantly focused, staying productive. It's just it's really, it will make the biggest difference for you if you just stay focused and take a task. And another thing is, don't worry about being perfect at it. Just start doing it and do it to your best ability, to your best knowledge at that time, because the next time you do it, you already know the mistakes that you made the first time you tried doing it. You just get better at it. But don't stop. Don't quit. Just because you can't figure something out, don't quit. Just keep doing it. It will come to you. You will get better at it. Don't worry about being perfect. Just do it. Just don't worry about what happened before. Don't worry about that you failed in the past at some things, and don't worry about the future. Worry about what's now, because now is the only time that you can control, is what you're doing right now. So don't worry about being perfect.
Yeah, great nuggets. Yeah, I mean, your past does not define you. Just remember that. It doesn't matter what you may have failed at before or didn't do perfect the first time. You can always get better. There's always ways to learn and find knowledge out here. And the one thing I've learned in this industry, which I think more than anywhere else, is that people are here to help you. They want you to succeed just as much as they want themselves to succeed. And they are willing and open to share a lot of their knowledge. The other thing I wanted to mention is, we're talking so much about focusing on your ultimate goal and what you're going to do to get there, but remember that the other reason I went into this is because I always thought of work as work. Like when you think of, oh, I gotta go to work, who really likes, it's just a negative connotation, I have to work. When you're doing something that you actually like to do and you're passionate about, it's not work. And my point here is, don't just focus on the destination. Yes, it's helpful to have that goal to figure out where you're getting to, but make sure you're focusing on the journey along the way. And make sure you're enjoying every single step you're doing. Yeah, you're going to have times where you get frustrated because you wrote this entire blog and then for whatever reason it's lost. And, I mean, it's happened to me. It's happened to the best of us. But you start over. It wasn't meant to be. So, push past those bumps in the road and keep going. When you fall down, get back up. But make sure that you're focusing on that journey and you're enjoying everything along the way. And know that you might feel a loneliness. Especially if you're just starting out. You're like, how do I do this? Where do I go? Who can help me? There are people out there. You just have to ask. The tribe that we belong to is phenomenal. I mean, if there is anything that I'm having difficulty with and I can't find it in a certain area, or maybe I just don't have, the hour to look it up, I can send a message and say, hey, have you done this? Can you give me a few tips? And they are more than happy to help you with what they have already learned. It's phenomenal how I just, every time I talk about it, I get speechless because I'm just so amazed at the generosity and the givingness of the people that I've come to know lately. And so my point here was, make sure to enjoy and focus on the journey as well as the destination.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of, writing a blog post, you spend a lot of time in front of the computer, and you do have to, this is your life. You don't forget about having fun, of course. Work is important, and getting stuff done is important. And at times, you feel like you're frustrated, whether it's a blog post or you can't get something to work or something technical, because we're not all good at everything. And this is, like you mentioned, Gina, and the part of being being in a team and being in a tribe where we all possess different skills, and because not all of us are good at everything, because otherwise there will be no point. Then why did God create so many people on the planet that if he could have just made one person that was good at everything? So there will be then no point for any of us to exist and to reproduce and to have babies. Everybody has their own talents and skills. So figure out what that is. You should already know by now some things that you are already good at. So don't go try to focus and pursue something that you're not good at. It's just not meant to be for you. It's not you. Stop trying to compare yourself to other people and the stuff that you're good at. God already gave you talents. God already gave you skills. Whatever that is. And there's, a human being possesses about 500 to 700 different skills. That's a lot. And not everybody has them all. So just focus on what is it that you're good at, and the chances are, not the chances are, like I could be good at, I don't know, Regina says I'm good at talking, and, but she's really good at some technical stuff that I totally suck at. So every time, I'll be like, well, first, this is what I will do. I will go to see if I can go and try and figure this out on my own. And one thing I think someone has told me before is that if you can't get something to work, just, get married to Google. Let Google be your husband or your wife that you go to find out any kind of problem or an issue to discuss, because everything is there. So another great tip is that if you can't figure something out, yes, sure, it's easy enough to go and ask for help. Just something that we talked about earlier, Gina, it's just so much easier to go pop a message in a group, oh, I'm having troubles with this. But did you, just like you said, but did you try to figure this out on your own? Because if you go and you figure this out on your own, you just opened up, another little part of your brain. You just got exposed into something else, and that way you will learn better. Unless you're really stuck and you totally can't get it to work, then you turn to the group or turn to the neighbor and, ask him, like, really give me a hand with this. I'm really having a hard time. And you could be having a bad day. Again, maybe you have too many distractions going on. Your mind wanders a lot. You're not being focused. You're starting to get frustrated. So sometimes even to sit down and just walk away from a computer for a little bit, even for just to like sit down or lie down or go for a walk for half an hour or 1 hour, get some fresh air, you come back recharged, and then you get back onto that computer and you get back to the technical stuff, and then you all of a sudden it worked. And then you wonder, well, why the hell I spent an hour trying to do this blog post or put in a hyperlink or whatever that is. It didn't work, and now all of a sudden it works. So sometimes you have to really also enjoy life. Don't just don't just sit there. You have to take those breaks. They're important. Do some stretching. Breathe. It helps. And a lot of us are not doing, like, the meditation. Just taking time out of the day just for you to focus on you, to focus on where you're going, and just really reconnect back with yourself is really, really helpful.
Yeah. Excellent. So here's a couple tips on how to focus. So we alluded a little bit to these already, but if you didn't take notes on these before, take notes on them now. So first thing, and we've been talking about this the whole time about decluttering, but decluttering your mind is huge. So if you're having trouble focusing on something, take out 10 or 20 minutes of your day and go meditate. Go completely take everything out of your mind, breathe. If you have to do it to music, if you have to do guided, to me, sometimes I do much better with guided meditation personally, but anyway, meditation will declutter your mind. It will also give you more energy when you're done, and you will focus so much better if you just take 10 minutes out to do that. I know you've heard this before, but if you have time, you want to meditate for a half hour a day. If you don't have time and you're busy, you probably should meditate for an hour. And I didn't understand that for the longest time, because I was like, well, how is that going to help me get my stuff done? But you'd be amazed. You have more energy, you have more focus, you're going to be more productive if you just take that time out and meditate. Okay, so we've decluttered our mind. Now, especially for you home-based people, decluttering your workspace. So we mentioned this. Take everything off of your desk or your workspace area, whatever your line of sight is. If it doesn't pertain to what your focus is on, get it out of the way. It's so easy to be distracted by something that's up on the wall, like you see, oh, I have to pay that bill, or oh, there's a picture of my dog, oh, I probably should go take the dog out. Whatever, there's just silly examples, but my point is, clean your workspace, don't have it all cluttered up. Don't have things in your workspace that aren't serving whatever purposes that you're doing right at the moment. And then turn off all the technology. We mentioned this. Turn off your phones, get off of Facebook, whatever that's distracting you, get out of it. If it's shutting the door because your family's doing something else, whatever that is. And then here's 4 aspects of how to focus better. And Ekaterina, chime in if you have something to say about any of these. But the first thing is perform. So what do you need to have right now in your environment, in your set of tools, to perform whatever activity it is to get to your end point? So say you need to write a blog. What tools do you need necessary to help you write that blog? Maybe it's looking up information on resources to back something up in your blog, or maybe it's I can't think of another example right now. So
like depending on your topic, is maybe there's a topic you have and you are not very knowledgeable of that topic. Is finding some resources, doing some research, perhaps picking out some quotes from other different posts that you can find on Google to back it up and present some facts. Now again, it could be like a sales or a financial report, depending on your topic, whether it's finding pictures for that post, make it attractive, make it appealing for people to be able to read it easily and to really connect. And always write from your heart, write from your own experiences, and from the stuff that you already know, stuff that you already learned, because people that are looking for your post are also looking for some guidance. So just be almost like a teacher to others, because not everybody is good at everything. You need to realize that when you are writing that post, there are other people who have no clue how to write a post. So you could be talking about that. Well, this is how I started. This is what has helped me to, the first P is to perform. I went out, whether it's some books that you've read in the past that you have handy, you bookmark those articles or the specific paragraph in a book that you wanna relate to, and just pick something out of the book and just blog on that. The resources, the pictures, that kind of thing, like stuff that will help you to back it up.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so the second P is process. So what is the process that you have to go through to get to your end result? So, for example, I'll give an example for a video. Here's some good nuggets here on how to do a video. So there's typically four purposes to a video. And so here's the process. You first need to have an introduction. It probably can only be maybe like 30 to 60 seconds long. but you want to introduce what you're going to be talking about, and it has to be attention grabbing. It has to make people want to keep watching. The second is basically your body. So you're talking about whatever it is you told them you were going to be talking about. And this can be the same for a paper that you're writing too. You introduce it, you talk about it, you recap what you did, but here's the thing that most people forget about in a video is their call to action. So that's just an example of the process, and be focused on that. So figure out what that process is that you need to do, whatever those steps are to get to the end result, and then do them in order.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's just having that process in place from like step one. You know, this is first thing that you're doing since you started talking about video is to shoot that video. Again, something that we mentioned earlier is get good with your technology, whether it's you're using an iPhone or a camera to record that video. Make sure that you're good at it. Make sure that it will don't make things complicated for you. Like, you are in business, you don't want to you don't want to overload and overwork yourself. So like we mentioned before, is get comfortable and get familiarized with the technology that you're using, your gadgets, like a camera. If you don't know how to upload a video from your phone, from your iPhone onto YouTube, learn that, because that will help you. So definitely, have the process, from whether you're using a camera that you then attach to your computer to import that video. Get good at that. If that's something that you feel comfortable doing, or whether you shoot videos from your phone. So then, have that what we call as a marketing wheel. Something that we learned from our leaders. Absolutely amazing. It's like from your YouTube, then you go into your blog post, and then you send your email out, and then you go and post that in other social media. So definitely have that process planned out so that all of your work is congruent and it flows nice and smooth, so you're not wasting a lot of time. You're not wasting hours and hours on your post. And everybody has their own specific style that they're using, and so just definitely stick to what you're good at and what you're comfortable with, and just make things easier for yourself. Don't have to make it complicated. Don't need to spend hours.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Exactly, and I'll tell you the platform that we're using for our blogging platform. It's the easiest platform available on the market today. Like, I've tried other platforms, they're just up, and I'm not techy, so I want things to be simple, because I don't want to waste a lot of time trying to figure out the settings and click here and then takes you to another page. I want things simple, because a lot of simplicity is really the key. Like, why complicate things? There's really no need for complication, and with technology today, it's don't get scared. Just be open to learning. Be open, because there's just so much. Because it's coming. Technology is absolutely amazing. What's going on today? So just be open to learning. That's something that you're gonna need, is gonna help you. So be open to learn, and learn from others. Learn how to follow and model successful people, and the chances are you will have a similar result. You don't have to be perfect. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Just have a work plan in place. If you gotta write it out, and and that's something that helps me, is writing it out. Number one, okay, I shoot my video. Number two, I blog on my video. Number three, my call to action. Number four, send out my email to my list. Then share my post on Twitter, or do my post on Facebook. And after that, focus on all the other things. So having that daily action plan. Have it, and trust me, you'll get good at it, you'll get the hang of it, and then you'll be flying through your assignments like crazy, and then you'll just things will just start falling into place. But you just have to give it some time, focus on it. Don't jump from one thing to another thing. Prioritize your to-do list. What's the top priority on my list, and do it every single day, because doing something every single day, it might not feel like you're, you know, getting results in the beginning, but it will pay off the long run.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. You're on fire. Every single week, I'm just like, dang, give me some of that. All right.
So I guess we're going into our third P is you know, focusing on the present.
Yeah.
And yes, and we mentioned that before in the past, is focusing on the present, because present right now is the only time that you can control. So what you do now, and don't worry about what happened in the past, because that's already done. And I hope, you know, and you've made mistakes, and it's good that you made mistakes, and I hope you learn from them, because, you know, as us human beings, we tend to make mistakes over and over and over again, and we don't learn the damn lesson. And it's okay, you know, it's human nature. Nobody's perfect. We you know, I always thought that I sucked at speaking, and I always wanted to be on stage and empower and inspire people, and I was literally paranoid about you know, being in front of a camera and shooting my first video. I'm like, oh my god, you know, how do I do this? I felt nervous. Oh, is my hair okay? Is my makeup okay? I'm totally not good at this stuff. I can't do it. So I kept telling myself that I can't do it, but I'm like, no. You know, I'm modeling successful people. We're modeling our leaders. You know, our other tribe members, because we didn't come into this game or into this business with knowledge, with all this technical stuff, and learn how to talk and shoot a video. Like, this was all new. And definitely just, you know, getting over that fear. And it's like, people want success so much, and they want to make money. Well, just show me the how-to. I don't need to, like, show me exactly what you do, and I'm just gonna do that and make money. No, 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 no. No. See, you can have the same person do the same task or the same exercise, but one person will get results, and the other person will have no results. Why do you think that is? What a question, right? So definitely, you know, stop focusing on the past. You know, your past is your past. What you can only change is the now. So focus on that. And then, yes, you have your your projection into the future and where you're going, but you don't have to see the whole staircase. You know, just have to take the first step. And then things will just start falling along. Once you learn one skill, you get good at it, get onto the next step and get good at it. And by the time you know it, you'll have all the skills in your toolbox that you can use. It's incredible. Do you want to add anything to the
Yeah. I love talking about living in the now, because for most of my life I did not. For most of my life I always focused on, you know, what's coming next, or, you know, what happened in the past that's going to affect what's going on. And it's such a waste of time. It doesn't serve anything. And the one thing I want to mention with that also is there's a quote out there. I think it was initially from Jim Rohn. I can't remember for sure, but it's how you do anything is how you do everything. So not only being focused in the now when you're in your business mind, but being present in the now in every single aspect of your life. You know, we don't have to be working 24/7 on this business, even if we're passionate about it. There's times where we need to be with our family, or we need to be having fun doing something else. When you're doing those things, be present in that situation. Don't think about what you have to do for work. You know, for so many years, even shortly after my son was born, you know, I would be at home with him and thinking about, you know, what I have to do at work the next day, or, you know, what's going to happen this weekend, instead of just being present in that one moment. I mean, he's grown up so fast. I look back and I think, man, I felt like I missed out on so much because I wasn't focused on the now. You know, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, my point is, be present in the now no matter what you're doing. You know, when you're doing something in your business, Don't think about what you're going to be doing with your family later on. Not that they don't matter, not that they don't count. Of course they do, but it's not going to get you're done. It's not going to get you to your end goal at that present moment. So huge, huge thing of focusing on the now and being present. So yeah, I reiterate everything you said. You pretty much nailed all of it. But
yeah, no, I feel like it's really important to talk about this because that's what's like really focus could be that thing that is blocking you from taking your business to the next level. And you know, it's gonna require time, and just be patient. You know, you're in this for a reason. The reason why you're watching this hangout, there's a reason why. You're looking for answers. You're looking to you know, hear out from real people who are going through the same thing, and we don't hide it. You know, there are obstacles, there are struggles, and then that we need to overcome. You know, things don't come easy because, you know, of course, you know, when you see successful people and you think that, you know, you know, one person made $10,000 a month, another person made $20,000 a month. You know, you just see that big picture. You think like, oh, you know, this was so easy. But you don't realize until you actually dip yourself, you know, you step into that water and realize the work that you need to do on the back end to get there. And that's why a lot of people just kind of drop. People quit, you know, and they just give up. They feel like, oh, I can't do this. You know, all that self-talk, all that, you know, wandering in your mind, keep telling yourself that you can't do something. Stop telling yourself that you can't do something. Start telling yourself, how can I do it? What is it that these guys are doing? If they have done it, there must be. Give me the blueprint, give me the process that you followed, and just start doing the same thing. You know, and that's it. There's really no, and a lot of people think that, oh, there's a secret formula. There is no secret formula. There isn't. The secret, you know, the secret is having belief that you're gonna succeed, and practicing what you preach, and staying consistent every single day. Don't jump from business to business. You know, another huge big tip is jumping from one business. You get your head into one business, you invest into one business, and you know, you give up, things don't work for some reason, and then you jump into the next big business thinking that that business is going to work for you. So whatever business that you're in, and if things aren't working out, perhaps you need to start asking yourself some questions. You know, get connected to your team or to your leaders, and you know, the reason why you're not succeeding, that's probably because you're not focusing. You're not focusing on your daily commitments that we're focusing on. We have our daily 8 core commitments that we follow every single day. And you know, get in touch with your leaders, get in touch with your team members. You know, just do some tweaking around, and you know, get inspired, because there will be days that you will feel down, and you simply just need to, you know, get remotivated. Whether it's, you know, to read a book or call one of your team members and just have them, you know, give you like a wake-up call, give you a smack on the face, be like, wake up. Wake up, someone to push you, someone to believe in you. And this is really, you know, why I love having a team. And I feel like, I personally feel like I've failed in the past in this online business that I tried to start because I didn't have a team. You know, I had a once a week appointment with my mentor on the phone, and I didn't have a team. I didn't have anybody to connect to. I didn't have real people to talk to who were in the same thing that you know, in the same thing that I was, and I simply give up, and I was like, that's it, you know. And that's why it's so important of, you know, being in a team and having great leaders, someone who is successful at what they're doing, and modeling those people. And I guess the fourth P of out of the 4 P's here is the productivity. Is you know, how productive are you? And again, like we talked about, you know, removing those distractions in your workspace, in your mind, will determine how productive you're going to be at that certain task that you're doing, whether it's a blog post or a video or whatever that might be. Is, you know, being productive, focusing on, you know, income producing activities. So we only have a few more minutes out here today. I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight, and you can also come back to this page and watch a replay. We have about 4 minutes, and we like to keep it into 1 hour. I hope you got lots of value out of this hangout, and you took some notes down. That's another thing, is taking notes. Not only listening to your leaders in your company, but be open to learn from other leaders and other companies. Attending live events is a huge thing. You know, being around people with the same vision and a dream, you know, just being open to learning what other people are doing out there. Don't be just all closed up. Always, you know, always make yourself grow. Always be open to learn. Our mind is like a sponge. It can hold up a lot of information. You know, you need to just get rid of that clutter and start focusing on what's good for you. Start focusing on what's producing income for you in your head first. You know, it's learning new skills, reading a new book every single day, following those, you know, following the 8 core commitments. Perhaps it's something that we can possibly cover on our next hangout, is, you know, the 8 core commitments for you to follow. I think this will be a great topic for our next hangout. What do you think, Gina?
Yeah, that would be an excellent topic.
Yeah, so that way, you know, we can also remind ourselves of those 8 core commitments, you know, following through that process, because, yeah, we get at times, you know, lazy. You make a few $100s or a few $1,000s and you decide to take a break. But no, that doesn't stop there, because you know what? Once, you know, this is the thing, like another thing, people will come into a business, oh, I just want to make a couple $100, you know, pay some bills, I'll make a, you know, a few $1,000 a month, and then, you know, I'm good, I paid my bills, and then you roll back exactly where you were. Don't stop there. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Why? Just stay consistent. You're here. We're here to create leaders. You know, this is a school. You know, this is where you learn stuff. You know, I don't need to go to college. Why am I going to bother paying for, you know, paying for college, sit in a classroom, listen to some teacher who's not going to teach me nothing? Some stuff I can't even use in real life. This is real. This is where it happens. I don't need a certificate. I don't need a diploma, because you know why? Because I don't have a plan to go and work for someone else. I work for me. So make that decision. Who do you want to work for? Do you want to work for yourself, or do you want to work for Uncle Bill or Peter or Sam, whatever?
I just want to end with this. So, without focus, you lose efficiency, effectiveness, quality, and most importantly, productivity. And without all of those things, specifically productivity, you have no business. You have no way to make money. So this is why focus is the gateway to success. So I hope you guys were able to take away a lot of nuggets from this. I hope you took some notes. I hope you can apply these to your business. If you're a blogger, I hope you got great blogging ideas from this. I know I picked up a couple for myself. So Ekaterina, thank you so much for inviting me on again, and I'm really looking forward to next week now, because I need a review on that as well. So stay focused, guys.
No, it's great having you, Gina. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. We appreciate your time, and we hope to see you back here next week, Wednesday at the same time. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you for joining us. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.